This is Radio TV Phono Nut, and a couple of days ago we posted a video of an Audiotronics record player that was simply wrapped in bubble wrap and shipped. Well, this may be our week for lousy shipping. Here's something that came in a bag here. Let's see exactly what's in this bag. It's not in a box, it's in a bag. And inside the bag we have something wrapped up with these airbag thingies taped to the item. And inside the bag we have something wrapped in bubble wrap. At least they went to some effort here, but what gives? Are boxes that rare these days? Are they that hard to come by, or did they just really go up in price? People can't afford them anymore. And what we have is a little Magnavox AM solid state radio, probably from the mid-60s. And you can see it has a back that looks sort of like a tube set, complete with a interlock style power cord. It's in pretty good cosmetic shape, except for a little paint wear, and the little Magnavox emblem is missing there, but I can probably find one of those. They say it works fine. Let's plug it in and see. Okay. Well, I can tell the filter capacitor is a little bit on the weak side.
Out a little dicky.
Just say it. I'll make add 411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Alright, let's get it down to the bench and get that capacitor replaced. Here's the inside. Appears to be American made with some Japanese parts. The sticker here is dated September 1967, so it's slightly newer than I thought. Here's our dual section capacitor that's about to be replaced, and this is one of those line operated jobs where they run the audio output stage at a high B plus voltage, around 120 volts, somewhere around there. Then they use this dropping resistor to drop the voltage down to a lower voltage for these signal stages. And there's an audio output transistor on a heat sink. It's a Motorola device. This is probably a bit of a rare set, because I really don't think Magnavox made too many AM only table radios once they went solid state, so I think this is probably a fairly rare one. I know it's the first one I've ever seen in person. And you can see everything is road mapped on the bottom of the board, and everything is laid out nicely on the top side of the board, so this is definitely a set that was meant to be serviced. Here's our capacitor, a Mallory brand, 70 microfarad, 200 volt, and a 50 microfarad, 175 volt. There shouldn't be any problem to come up with something close to that. Okay, capacitor replaced. Let's see what happens. Well, we're playing on one station very poorly. Very weak on the other station. So what happened? We had reception before we replaced the capacitor, so why don't we have reception now? Okay, this sounds like a front end problem. I've got the volume wide open.
And apparently we're just acting like we have a bottomless pit of money.
And that station will come booming in with one end of a 1N4007 or 1N34 or whatever the germanium diode number is, one end stuck in your mouth, and a little piece of wire connected to the other end. you can't get that station on a radio, then you've really got a sick radio. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, back on the radio, and I don't have a schematic for this, so I'm just sort of eyeballing things. This is a 5 transistor set. This looks like the oscillator transistor. Looks like we have our mixer transistor back here, and then it comes back and goes into this IF transformer. IF transformer comes out to this transistor, which is our IF amplifier stage, and then it comes out into this stage, and then the output of this goes to a detector diode somewhere. And then over here we have our driver transistor for the audio, and then finally our audio output transistor. Sometimes when you don't have a schematic, you just have to hunt and peck around, and you can make some awesome discoveries that way. Like whenever I touch my meter lead to the base of the oscillator transistor,
We're on this mortgage. We bought this house.
as you can tell, it comes in booming. And also when I touch my meter lead to the collector of what I believe is the mixer transistor,
I've already decided we each get like 2 out.
it comes in booming. So the trouble is somewhere in the front end here. Okay, I found the problem, and it was caused by me while I was kind of cleaning up the inside a little bit. When I sprayed the volume and tone controls, it seems like more cleaner went where it wasn't supposed to go, and I inadvertently broke this lead going to the loop stick antenna. This is a 4-wire job, so now I need to figure out where this goes and solder it back, and maybe the radio will work. I figured it was something like that because it was performing much better with the old bad filter capacitor in it. And I think it goes right there to that post sticking up with the solder blob on it. Looks to be in about the right spot, and why else would there be a post sticking up with a blob of solder on it with nothing attached? So let me sand back this lead a little bit and reattach it, and hopefully we'll have a good radio. Okay, we have it connected back up. I had to add a slight length of wire to the original lead so it would stretch over. Now let's apply power and see what happens. Well, I'd say that's an improvement.
Bulldogs down in order. Ole Miss will come. I can say up front.
Classic Southern and gospel country, good old spirituals, church hymns, and even grass gospel. It's all here. 1390 AM and 93.1 FM WMER. Your good time gospel radio playing all your gospel favorites.
Relationship with the fans, your family at the games.
And a little something every week. You got a big league lifestyle.
Events. This is Jan. How can I help?
And only the...
And we're getting some distant reception. It's just now getting dark outside, so I'd say we got this one fixed. I corrected the problem that I put in it by accident.
Every day.
And it works.
John O'Neill Johnson Toyota can get you financed. Good credit, no credit, bad credit. We don't care about your credit. We care about you. John O'Neill Johnson Toyota specializes in open...
Yes, and when you can't pay for it, we'll just repossess it and sell it again.
Back more than once, and we do make it where you
turn the fluorescent light off. That'll help a little bit.
A little at a time. You can't learn it all at once, and we actually have 4 events.
It's kind of dark out here. Did you notice that?
Away from beginner to advanced.
Book in the bookstores and for sale.
Runs Our 5 runs only 4 earned on 4 hits.
ExploreUnderstood.org, a free online...
Go away anytime soon, Doug. And right now...
People were injured at the shootings. 1 person died at the scene with Brian and Spike. Police continue their investigation.
Eastern, you'll learn a lot in this class as well.
Okay, that's it. Reception will probably get better a little bit later tonight. But I'd say it's working about as good as it ever worked.
We're in your home. You never...
First we've had in a ball game, it gets...
Okay, there you go. Another one ready to go. Thanks for watching, and more to come later. And be careful when you're working on stuff. Watch what you're doing. You don't want to cause more problems than you had to start with.